Hello loves, it's Hills from the Blue Flame Apothecary here. Today is the dark moon day. It is the 22nd of December here in California, and it is the day in between the solstice and the new moon. The moon herself is in her dark moon phase, invisible to our naked eye, but not yet quite conjunct with the sun. In some ways, this day feels like all of the energy that was coming through that solstice portal is taking some time to really integrate in our system as we come through the void point tomorrow with the new moon, so that we can start to kind of birth the new that's coming in. This portal, I've talked about a little bit, is really amazing. If we look at it astrologically, there are so many energies that are pointing us to getting clean, getting clear, and taking the next step on your destiny path. So, what does that mean? What does that mean? This week, the asteroid Kali is conjunct the North Node in Taurus. These two are going to stay dancing together, and Kali is moving backwards. The nodes always do. Interestingly, right? Your destiny path is always moving backwards. It's like that Fibonacci sequence, right? You have to gather from behind you in order to move forward. So Kali is moving backwards until the 30th. And then on the 30th of December, she's going to turn around and start moving forward again. And at that point, begin disengaging from our North Node, from our destiny point, making her way back to Uranus. So over the course of this week, much like we've been able to do since September, the end of September, when she started moving retrograde, we are being given an opportunity to really explore what's true for us, And in many ways, it could be really difficult because we're going to keep running up against the wall. Of, can you hold your truth here? And so it could get a little uncomfortable. Shortly before I was recording this, I was cleaning the kitchen and I was trying to edit a video, and I was doing all of these things and giving the cat a treat ball so she would be nice and calm while I'm recording this. And everything that I was doing, I could just feel this like crunchiness in my system. And I was like, ooh, I'm grumpy right now. And it wasn't a judgment. It wasn't like, I'm grumpy right now. I can't record this video. I'm grumpy right now. I need to shift my perspective. It was, ooh, I'm grumpy right now. What's hitting? Why am I grumpy right now? Why? What exactly is happening in my system? For me personally, part of it was that I was trying to fit myself into something that wasn't very comfortable for me. And so I'm trying to figure out how to exist in a place, a new place that I'm exploring, and new spaces and new ways that I'm trying to hold space. And so my system's like, ooh, that's that. Who am I? What am I? Interesting about that. Chiron is turning direct tomorrow on the day of the new moon. Chiron is in Aries. Who am I? Is the big question with Chiron and Aries. So Kali's tracing backwards through Taurus, which is like the material world, your physical being, very like grounded energy. So it's what you're bringing into your embodied existence. And as she and the North Node are traveling through Taurus, Chiron is all of a sudden on the day of the new moon going to turn around and start moving forward in Aries again. So we are given this like, okay, de-rubble, clear it up. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? What's the next truest thing about you? Okay. And then a few days later, Kali starts moving forward again also, making her way back to that Uranus conjunction. And they're going to meet conjunct again the day that Uranus goes direct in January. I think it's January 23rd. Exactly conjunct on that day. So it's interesting too, because whether you celebrate the holidays that are right now or not, the energy at the end of December is generally pretty like tense anyways, and you're constantly you're like with family and you're traveling and it's New Year's and oh, what did I do? Reflecting back on the year that you've just been through. And then we have all of this energetic blueprinting saying, yeah, who are you? And what did you do? And what have you been doing? And is it furthering you on your path? Okay, well, if that wasn't true, how can you shift out and be in this thing now? There's another, speaking of how can you be in this thing now, there's another aspect that's happening on this new moon that feels really powerful. So this is the Capricorn new moon, and it's a super moon. It is happening at what's called the world axis. It's the axis mundi, and the world axis is the anywhere between 0 and 1 degrees of the cardinal signs. So Capricorn, Aries, Cancer, and Libra. This new moon is at exactly 1 degree Capricorn, and exactly conjunct it is Hygeia. Hygeia is hygiene in like a mundane sort of interpretation of her. And we have been being asked to get really clean with our thoughts and the way we think with that Mars and Gemini energy. And how are we going to bring this forward? And as we know, the moon is our unconscious and the sun is our outward expression of self. So it's like Hygeia is coming in and saying, okay, you've been doing all of this work. You're bringing the unconscious to the conscious. You're bringing your deepest hidden shadows into full existence and into the light. You're letting these places meet so you can clean, you can purify your beingness, right? But Hygeia is also called Kundalini, Goddess of Miraculous Awakening. So it's cleaning your system to make space for a big expansion, a place where you are able to walk in the fullness of yourself with an integrated shadow and light beingness. They're making a Cardinal Grand Cross on the world axis as well. Jupiter has just re-entered Aries. Jupiter is on the Aries point, creating this amplification of that new energy, that action energy, that, okay, let's move this in, let's move this on. So it could feel like, I need to get this done, is really big. And then Ceres, the goddess of the harvest, of our food sources. We could almost call her the goddess of Taurus if you wanted to. It would not be far off. Is at the 1 degree point of Libra. And that's, again, that's balance and our relationship. So we're being looked at as like, okay, so what is our relationship to that which we eat, that which we nourish our body with? How can we stay in balance with that? Again, it's like there's a lot of energy of cleaning up your system. And, you know, the holidays, we eat more than we should, we drink more than we should, we feel bloated and heavy, and we're in arguments with our family and blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. And all of this energy coming in 2 days before Christmas when lots of people are traveling, and there's all this like, okay, what am I doing? Who am I? Who am I? Who am I in this relationship? And who am I in this relationship? And who are they to me? We're being asked to like, oh, wait, can I stay in myself? Can I stay balanced in myself? Can I eat in a way that makes me feel nourished? Can I be in relationship in a way that makes me feel nourished? One thing that feels really important is to also, through all of this energy, remember that it's important to take some time for self. We're doing a lot of work internally and being asked to hold ourselves in a way that is not easy. Like we're building new muscles. And so if it gets too much, if you hit one of those walls and you're like, oh shit, I cannot stay in my truth in this relationship right here. This argument at this dinner table is too much for me. Rather than engaging, can you instead say, I need to take a moment. I need to take a moment. I'm being reminded of when I used to smoke cigarettes. And that was one of the reasons when I look back on it that I smoked cigarettes, is because in those situations, it gave me an out. I was like, I'm going to go have a cigarette. And I would go outside, and even more than the cigarette itself was calming me down, I now realize it was just taking that space for myself. So can you find a way? Excuse yourself and go to the bathroom. Just go to the bathroom. Go to the kitchen and get a glass of water. Whatever way you can say, I need to take this time for myself. I did that over Thanksgiving. I could feel that my system was getting a bit overloaded. And I looked at Mike and I looked at his father, and I was like, I need to go have an hour, maybe 2 hours of silent meditation by myself. You guys can go do whatever you want, but this is what my system needs. And I can also feel how there was a time in my life I would not have asked for that. I would have said, no, I'm needed here. I have to do this thing, this and that and the other, blah, blah, blah. But instead, I was like, oh, ooh, getting a little crunchy here. I think I need to take some time. I need to have a ceremony. I need to do some ritual work. I need to have some quiet, meditative time for myself. I was gifted to be able to say, I need 2 hours. But even if you can take 30 seconds and go stand in the closet and cry, stand in the bathroom and look at yourself in the eyes and say, you got this, you got this, you got this. And that works whether you're with family and it's Christmas and holidays and blah, 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 or if you are at work, or if you are at the mall, or if you are walking down the street and something hits, if you're watching TV and something triggers you, whatever it might be, like, can you in those moments take a breath and say, ooh, that really got me. Ooh, that really got me. I need to go take a minute. I need to go take 30 seconds. Or maybe just that breath, ooh, that really got me, will help shift you back. I do it all the time. The other piece that's coming in really loudly is call in your supports. Whether those supports are your angels and guides, your team, your higher self, the divine light, source energy, your neighbor, your best girlfriend, your best boyfriend, your kitty cat, whatever it might be, your therapist. When you are feeling overloaded, and you take that breath and you say, ooh, that really got me. Or, wow, I am being activated. My entire body is vibrating right now. I feel like there's electricity moving through my teeth. What is happening? I call those light body activations. Call in. When I was in that place of, oh, wow, I'm really grumpy. What's going on? Let me see. Where is it? What's happening? I was like, oh, guides. Oh, angels. Divine light. Help me remember that I, too, am this divine light. That this grumpiness, this annoyance is actually my love finding a way to express itself. There's one more piece before we close. I kept thinking it was going to be Issa conjunct Saturn because that's happening right now too, but Hygeia is coming in really loudly. Hygeia is in Cancer. She is not hanging out on that axis Mundi, that world axis point, but she is exactly across from Kwawa, the Tongva creator being who sings and dances the universe into existence. And because of the energy of this moon, it's a super new moon, so it's big. And because Jupiter is on that axis point in that square to these opposing forces, it brings that conjunction to Kwawa into play, which then creates that Cardinal Grand Cross energy. And the way it's been feeling to me is that Hecate is a little ahead, because she is holding that torch and she's reminding us. She's also moving retrograde. She is reminding us. She's kind of traveling backwards down the path with the torch aflame, saying, come on, you know the way. I'm here. Come find me. And then she will come and hand the torch because we are being asked to hold that flame alight in our travels, in our ways of being in the world. Yesterday, I facilitated a live frequency transmission and activation. It was a free live event on Zoom, and I'm being guided to offer anyone who wants to travel through this cosmic egg transmission. I will have a link below so you can shoot me a note and ask, hey, can I have a copy of that link to that video so that you can work with these frequencies. Isis came in really strong, and I talk more about kind of the months to come, this new year, and the energies that are flowing, and a really beautiful activation came through. So check the link below if you want to receive that transmission and activation. I would be more than happy to send it to you. I'm beginning a new way of working in the world. I kind of alluded to this earlier, and that's some of my crunchiness of who am I, who am I, who am I? And part of it is that I'm being guided to no longer, at least for the time being, work with oracle cards. And so this month of January is going to be the last month where I'm offering the oracle card transmissions, and I'm already shifting them out of the members portal, and instead we're going to have a live transmission and activation on the new moons inside the portal. So if you want to get an oracle card transmission or explore the oracle card transmissions, there will be a link below. You can sign up, and I'll take as many as I can for that month, but I'm also trying to keep things kind of quiet. So I wanted to throw that offer out there. It felt really important to let you guys know that this is something that's shifting out. So if you want to explore those, working in that way, it's the one-on-ones, and something new is coming through for the way that I'll work one-on-one. But for now, like, that's gonna start shifting out, and so I wanted to, hey, if you want one, there's an actual like time window. The cosmic light drops for the solstice, new moon into the new year portal is available. It's been uploaded, it has dropped, and I will have a link for that below also. You can explore an oracle card transmission. I have a couple actually on this YouTube page. So I will put a link to I have a playlist actually of all of them. So I'll put a link to that below also. It is such an honor and such a gift to be able to share these transmissions, to let that divine light which flows through me meet and greet and embrace and dance with the divine light that flows through you. May you have a blessed season of rebirth and renewal, and a very, very, very happy new year. As we close, a fun little fact. Sirius, the dog star, our sun's sun, our sun's higher self, the twin to our sun is also another way that it's looked at, reaches the highest point in our night sky. It does not matter where you are in the world, this is true for you, at midnight on January 1st. So at the moment that you kiss your loved one, that you pop streamers or a bottle of champagne or sparkling wine, whatever it may be, that you scream, Happy New Year, is also the exact moment that Sirius is at its highest point in our night sky. So as you're saying Happy New Year, as you're celebrating, as you're saying, I love you and I can't wait to spend the rest of this next year with you, or I can't wait to see what unfolds, perhaps you can allow also some of the blue and diamond white light, some of the red and orange light from, there's 2 stars with Sirius, flow through your being also, to aliven and enliven your being with that, lighten your being with that, to connect in with the dimension, the light that is Sirius, that is our sun's highest self. If I don't post something before New Year's, again, happy. And if I do, I'll see you then. However you spend this season, and however you and wherever you are, I send you, as always and in always, so much and many loves to you from all the dimensions.